What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be messing with something on my truck that I think is causing my idling issue. Now I came to diagnose it myself, that I think is something more that I installed, or not so much I installed, that something I hooked up that shouldn't be, that's causing that issue. I don't think it's tuning related. I came to that conclusion, I think, but I brought a modification for the truck to help me better diagnose the issue. So let's go ahead now and unveil that mod and get hooked up. Alright, any guess on what the next modification is? I got in this box right here. Take a guess. We got an Edge Insight CTS2. Now, I've been in contact with Edge now ever since I got the truck way back when. I always wanted one of these Edge Insight CTS2s just to keep an eye on all the vitals on the truck, because really, I have no idea what's going on with it driving around, like what my EGTs are, what my fuel oil pressure is versus desired fuel oil pressure, like all types of stuff I want to see, injection timing. Now that I have one, I think it's going to be really helpful to figure out what my idling issue is. Because I've been tracking that down now for a couple weeks. I have no idea what's going on with it. I can't see anything. Now I got this, so let's go ahead and get it hooked up and see if we can figure anything out. This is going to be like a really super simple install. You got the screen or monitor, the plug, and you got the suction cup mount. I already got that up on the window. It's real simple. Right here, you just put it where you want it and just push that clip, and that suction cups it to the window. Now it's got to get this hooked up to the OBD2 port. I'm probably not going to route it today down the side. I just want to get it hooked up and just see if it actually works first of all, and try to figure out my idling issue. Then I'll come back and route this down the side. I gotta pull this out, and I hate touching any of this stuff because all this stuff is always just cheap plastic and always breaks. So I gotta pull all this off to route it down to the OBD2. But we'll get it hooked up for now and see if we can figure anything out. So basically, you just want to hook the cord up to the back of this first. Then you're gonna bring it over here. Just go like this, and boom, installed, ready to go. Now we're just gonna hook it up to the OBD2 port down here. Alright, let's turn the ignition on. Okay, already firing up here. Let's get this plastic off the screen. Perfect. Alright, select your make. We got a GM. Yes. Now, I already went through and picked out everything I wanted to monitor, but if you guys aren't familiar with the Edge Insight, these are all the things you can monitor. Now, corrected speed, that'd be nice, but I can actually get that fixed within the tune to read out my correct speed. But exhaust manifold temperature, that's like really important to EGTs. Desired fuel oil pressure, desired RPM, like all useful stuff. All this I don't need anymore. Engine coolant temp, load, oil temp. Oil temp's very important too. Oil coolant, desired fuel oil pressure versus actual fuel oil pressure, that's important as well. All this stuff, G-force, bunch of cool stuff, injection time, and that's what I'm curious on too. Air intake. So I'll show you guys what I picked out here. Alright, so this is all the stuff I got picked out. I got my EGTs, I'm curious on those. Fuel oil pressure versus desired RPM, injection time, I'm curious on that one. Engine oil temp and what gear I'm in. This is really useful, what gear you're in, and if your torque converter is locked or unlocked. So let's go ahead and pull this out now and let it warm up, and then we'll take it for a ride and see if you see anything out of whack. Let's get a little cold start and we'll back this thing out. It's crazy how it went from like 50 the other day and sunny to like today being like 17 and freezing cold and snowing out. That's PA for you, but sounds really good. We're letting it warm up, and so far everything's looking good. The injection timing, everything looks good so far, but we didn't drive yet. All right, one thing I want to talk about real quick too, guys, is on the 2020s, it's the same L5P that was in the 2017 and 19s, but in the 2020, I think they upped like the tone capacity from like 25,000 to like 37,000. So what they really did was just beef up the engine. So they put like this new bigger oil cooler on here that everyone's talking about. So I'm curious on what my oil temp's gonna be driving around in the coolant system. They really beefed those two things up to get that towing capacity up. So I'm curious on what the temps are gonna be for that. Yeah, that injection timing is definitely not right. We're at like -3 to -5. Yeah, I can tell right away that the injection timing, like you see it jump into -4 to -5. That's definitely way off. I can tell you that right now, that something's not right with that at all. It's just that injection timing's really bothering me. I saw it just spike to -11 a second ago, which is definitely off. The EGTs and everything else look good. The fuel oil pressure looks good. Everything else looks good except for that injection time, and that really bothers me. Now, I have a couple ideas on what it can be. So I'm gonna pull over in this parking lot here in a couple minutes and I'll explain to you guys what I'm gonna do. Perfect timing. Just got to where I wanna be and I'll show you guys. Let my foot off the brake. And it's already doing that issue. So I'm gonna talk about right now what I think the issue is. All right, this is a good thing about the internet. Everyone that I know that has a Tune 2020, we all talk, we all communicate, because we're all having different issues and we're all trying to get them resolved. Now, I could probably only count on one hand how many people I know with a Tune 2020. Now, basically every single person had that stupid death message on your dash that you couldn't clear. Now, that was due to the fact that like you have to leave those Knox plug boxes plugged in because it completes a big circuit, and if it doesn't sense those Knox boxes, it'll trip that death message and not be on your screen. It's a really annoying message. You can't clear it, you can't get into your screens. Now, I didn't have that. I left everything plugged in. I was talking to a few other people and they said, oh yeah, I unplugged all that stuff. And I said, go ahead and plug it back in. So they went ahead and plugged it back in. 2 people did it actually. And they had the same idling issue I'm having. Now, that leads me to believe that it can't be a tuning issue, because when you change something and something starts to happen, that leads me to believe that what you did caused that issue. Common sense. Now, they said when they plugged back in those EGT probes I'm about to show you, that their truck started acting real weird, idling all weird, and smoking like mine was. So I'm going to go ahead, leave the Knox boxes plugged in, but unplug those EGT probes under the hood. I'll show you what I'm going to unplug, and we'll see if that fixes the issue right now, because it's doing it right now. Pop the hood. It's nice, it's snowing out. Right over here, you can see these things. These are the EGT probes. There's about 3 of them under the hood. There's 1, 2, and 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug those right now and see if that fixes the issue. I got all 3 of them in my hand. Let's start it back up and see if that fixes the issue. Gotta love this snow. It was just 50 out the other day. Now it's snowing again, but let's go ahead and start it up. All right, that's nice. It actually kicked up on the high idle now. With those EGT probes, it wasn't doing that. Okay, that's weird. Clear that out. Huh. Now I got this def range message. That's weird, didn't have that before. Probably leaking out def. Probably gotta, as crazy as it sounds, put some more in. But that's good. Now our injection time is staying around 1. I'll take it for a drive now and see if that does anything. But it's nice to see my high idles actually working. We're right around 800 RPMs. Normal idles around 600. That wasn't working before. Got that figured out. So let's go ahead and take it for a drive, see if that fixed the issue. These guys right here can't get enough. This kid's snapping his neck. Look at him. That's great. Can't get enough of it. Smiling. That's why I love this truck. Man, just turned into a blizzard real quick out here. Good thing about the ceramic coat is like it's blowing right off, not even sticking anything. Injection time is staying right around 1. Got our nemesis right there, the 5.0. Hopefully it doesn't pull out on me. But yeah. That's good, staying right about 1. Not even hesitating, flinching, moving, doing anything. Staying right there. Before I saw it jumping all around, I was at like -5. I saw it spike to -11 at one point. So I'll keep an eye on it and I'll report back to you guys. Roads are getting snow covered already. It's only been snowing like 30 seconds. But yeah, injection timing staying right at +1. Hasn't even moved off of that, so that's good. And one thing I noticed too, that when I get to a straightaway, I'll show you. It doesn't roll coal like it used to either. Crazy part about PA, this just turned into like a super sketchy drive all of a sudden. Like just starts snowing. Road to absolutely junk now. I'll show you guys what it's doing now. You only get that little puff. Before it used to be a mad cloud of smoke. Turning into an absolute whiteout. That's crazy how I left my house like 5 minutes ago and everything was like perfect. No snow or nothing. I just had a state trooper pass me in another lane, snapped his neck to take a look at my truck. I really thought, I saw him slam on his brakes, I really thought he was gonna loop around and get me, but lucked out. Got back home, but as you can see, that just changed very quickly. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's coming down pretty good. Now we're back home, I got them unplugged. As you can see here, I got 3 EGT probes unplugged. There's also 2 more under the truck, but I just unplugged these ones for now. One went into the downpipe, one went into the SCR, and I forget where the other one went. But I think the root cause of that issue was that when I had these things hooked up, that it's basically messing with the air-fuel ratio that I think in the tune, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure when they're hooked up in the engine bay, they're picking up the EGTs of the engine bay. So say the EGTs are supposed to be, let's say, 600 degrees. Now it's picking up the EGTs in the engine bay, which probably ambient air, so it's like 30 degrees outside, so it's picking up 30-degree ambient air, and that's messing with everything, and now the truck's calling for different fuel and all this types of stuff, just totally messing up everything. Now there's 2 more of those underneath the truck that I want to get taken off at some point too, but I'm going to run a little bit like this and just see if this took care of the issue. Also too, I'm not even thinking, it's probably calling for different timing and everything just because it's getting different fuel, different air, and it's just messing up everything. Like the injection timing was all over the place, and like I said, I saw it spike to -11 at some point. I unplugged it, and now it's just hovering steady at +1, which is exactly where it should be, around 1 + 1, somewhere around there. And something that I think is really cool about the Edge too, like I was talking about before, was the 2020 has a bigger upgraded oil cooler that everyone's talking about. Everyone wants to retrofit one of those under the 17 through 19s now, which I'm pretty sure they'll just plug and play and hook them right up and it'll work. And 2, the 2020 has a bigger coolant system. Now, I was driving around for a while, and it's also the dead of winter outside, but I didn't see the oil engine temp get above 90 degrees, which is very, very cool. And the engine coolant temp too, I didn't see it go above 170 degrees, which is really cool that it's keeping everything nice and cool. I'm glad to see that. Everyone's talking about it, but I didn't get to see firsthand because I didn't have a monitor to see any of this stuff. So it's good to see firsthand that all this stuff's actually working, making a difference. Alright, so that's about it for this video, guys. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe and drop a like down below. And if you guys learned something new in this video, be sure to tap that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. Like I said, I'm learning something new about this 2020 every single day. And if you guys want to keep up to date with it, be sure to follow along. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. You could say